This is great. This is a good.
Because I got to write on one of these. So a queen cell from egg hatches in 15 to 16 days. As you saw when I opened my hive outside, if you were here for that, one of them hatched early. I had planned on them hatching tonight or tomorrow so that I could show you the queens and do that. Something happened, it probably went to 14 or 15 days because it's been hot out, and the queen hatched early. Or the bees messed up and started a 3-day larvae instead of a 2-day or 1-day larva. So my count was off, and that I tried to do worst case scenario, but I knew if I did opened up a 13 or 14-day-old cell, that would have died anyway. So when you're doing a split, you make your split. And you don't cap. See, Larry had capped queen cells or uncapped queen cells. I think he said capped. We're taking and doing 3 or 4 or 5, however many frames you're going to split with, and letting them decide they're going to make a queen cell. That queen cell will hatch in 15 to 16 days from the day you did your split. Which probably, I'm sorry, is 14 days because
it depends on what egg.
maybe not even 14 days.
Yeah,
It's very confusing. So
but that's the average.
the chart that I wrote out here is for worker bees. I don't talk about the drones and I don't talk about the queen. Other than the queen is 15 to 16 days. So the egg is an egg for 3 days. Your larva is for 5. Your pupa is 13, and then the worker bees hatch on 21 days. Once they have hatched, now they each have a specific role. I emailed a whole list of the information, so hopefully you had gotten that. For the first 2 days, they clean the cells and they warm the brood. That's their job. They don't just hatch and go out and start collecting food. There's a whole process. So then on day 3 through 5, they're going to feed the older larvae, and they're going to feed them honey and pollen, or the combination of honey, pollen, bee bread. Day 6 through 11, they are feeding the young larvae. Now they've gone to royal jelly. Their body, on day 6 through 11, their body starts producing the glands that produce the royal jelly. So that's what their task is now. They have to feed that royal jelly to the younger larvae up to 3 days. 12 to 17, they produce the wax. They construct comb because, again, at day 3, their body doesn't have the glands to produce wax. It's best at day 12 through 17. Their bodies have matured. They sweat out wax instead of sweat. So they have these wax glands, and that's their job, is to start constructing the comb. They also do the fanning in the hive to circulate air or add moisture to ripen honey, to get honey down to its 18% humidity. And then days 18 through 21 is they become, the paper that I had said guide hive entrance, but
Guard.
I thought it was guard, so that's why I didn't write it. It said guide. At 18 to 21, they're going to guard. They're the guards. They check every bee that's coming into the hive, and if they're not the bee that came from that hive or they don't have food, they're going to fight them. And it's very interesting to watch because you'll stand and watch your bees land, and they'll make antenna contact or foot contact. And the bees that are from that hive or have food, a bee with food is welcome in any hive. They won't send it away. If that bee doesn't belong to that hive, it flew to the wrong one by mistake and doesn't have food, those guard bees are ready to defend it. They'll grab it and they will drag it out the front entrance. Same that they'll do to drone in the wintertime. So they also will ventilate the hive. If you don't know, the hive needs to maintain about 93 degrees. So that's year round. Covered in 10 foot of snow or out in the middle of the desert. They have to maintain it. You have eggs. So your eggs have to hatch at 93 degrees. They don't hatch at 95 and They don't hatch at 90. So these bees have to work. Well, in order to do that, they have to have honey in the winter to create body heat, to keep it warm, and in the summer they need water, and they'll take cold water from air conditioners. So that's your whole worker bee service to the hive. We came up with the phrase for this month was patience. So let me set this here. And I got all this off of Bush's website, not yours, Bush.
And Michael Bush, you got the Michael Bush, he's gonna be in South Florida at the Bee College.
The what?
21 is a Zoom.